Alright, I'm just heading to the backyard next to the shed where we got some 9-gauge wire that is not 9 gauge, it's like 12 gauge. I think I see some 9-gauge wire. This is just some old fencing that I like to steal wire from every once in a while whenever I need it. That looks like 9 gauge. I'm taking the old Sherrod Tough multi-tool because that's what won the last wire test video. Damn, look at that camera quality. Minimal damage, but it did do the best out of all the multi-tools. So I'm going to use these bad boys to cut the 9-gauge wire to see if that works. I think I'll need 2 hands maybe. Okay, we're getting there. Look at that. Look at that video right there. Awesome video quality. I'll have to do this more often. I don't think I can do this with one hand. Alright, well, maybe, actually. Well, I'll get back to you whenever we start the next test. See you soon. Alright, and we're back for the 9-gauge wire cut test. Now, as you saw previously in the last clip, I took last contestant's 12-gauge wire cut test winners, and I went and took and cut this wire. And I gotta say, it worked. It was very hard to do with one hand, and you definitely needed both hands. It was fairly comfortable, worked fairly well, yada yada. But we got some 9-gauge wire. Shit's thick and hard to cut. So, I'll show you a little demonstration of how I cut it with these Sherrod pliers. They didn't take very much damage, or much of anything at all, but this cut area is kind of small, so it's a little bit tough to work with. I don't know. Alright, let's do this. That's a lot of work. Just a bit of damage. Not much at all. Did cut the wire though. I feel like I'm going to break some of my multi-tools doing this video, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright. Sherrod Tough passed the test. This is more so of a passing the test more so than a rating at this point. Alright, next up, I want to test out my new multi-tool, the Gerber Diesel. Its whole thing is being tough and easy to work with, so let's give this a try. Compared to the Sherrod Tough, this has a very wide wire cutting space, so let's put that in there. It doesn't feel like I have to do anything else. Let's give this a test. That's tough. It did it. Passed the test. That does not feel good. Hold on. It's a little bit harder to open now than it used to be. Maybe I'll let it go away. Oh, wait. Okay, it's back to normal. Maybe it's just pushing something around. Let's check the damage. Definitely see where the wire cut, but there is no visible dents or scratches, so it's a pass. It's pretty good. Not as easy as a Sherrod Tough, but so far it was pretty good. Where'd that wire go? Come on now, I already lost the wire. Alright, so I lost the previous wire, but I went and got more. So, we'll continue the test. Next up, let's do the Gerber suspension Gold standard multi-tool. Best overall multi-tool. Alright. Let's do this. Hopefully I don't lose this thing again. I'll hold it this time. Or face it towards the ground. Alright. Oh, that hurts. That shit ain't easy. Let me go get a pair of gloves. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back with some deerskin gloves. Yada yada, just my old gardening gloves. Should make this a lot easier. Alright. This shit's hard. Oh, let's see how deep we're in there. Not very deep, not at all. We've still got a lot more to go. It passed the test without any damage. Doesn't look any different. Still in one piece. Still goes back together, nice and normal. Ain't bad. Alright. Still got the wire. So, up next, I'm worried about this one. Gerber suspension NXT. Let's get this going. I'm worried about this one because of how frail the body is. I don't think I should even do this with this tool. Alright, let's give it a try though. If it starts to bend a little too much, I might abandon it. Shit. Alright. This one opens up so wide. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna continue with these ones. Doesn't look like it's bent at all. Here, wait, let's take a look. Definitely bent a little bit. Alright, let's continue. Let's see how far we are into that wire. We're about a third of the way. Starting to get hardened under its own weight. Let's try it again. Alright, passed the test. I was a little worried there. It doesn't look like there's any damage to it. Definitely see where we cut the wire at. But it's not in bad shape. Hasn't bent too much. I think it bent just a little bit, just a tad bit. Other than that, passed the test. Alright. Next up, we're doing the Mossy Oak MultiTool. Definitely one of my more favorites in this collection. It's all built around being tough, but we're going to test it out in just a second. Alright, let's take a look at these pliers. Decent length, decent space. Let's put this wire in there. Alright. Oh, that's pretty easy actually. Not too hard. Not any damages to the tool. Looks exactly the same. Give that a pass on the 9-gauge wire. Alright, next up, let's try the Orions Farm and Home MultiTool. I'm a little worried about these ones. These ones are a little cheaply made, but we'll see how they hold up. Wires in there. Alright, let's give this a go. That ain't looking too good. Look how far those are apart from each other. Let's give this to a little turn. Get it from that side. Alright, that is one method of getting it. As you can see, these ones bent. They bent quite a bit, not quite where the shape they were before. So I wouldn't give that quite a test, or I wouldn't give that a pass. This is a fail in my opinion. If you use that too much, it definitely would just go out of shape. Probably wouldn't be very usable after that. Next up, we got the Pohaku MultiTool. I'm a little worried about this one as well. Not as well built as the other ones. The wire cutting space is a little small as well, but we'll give it a shot here. Alright. It's kind of hard. There we go. Passed the test. I'm decently surprised. Didn't lose any shape at all, actually. There was a little bit of scuff from the 9 gauge, but other than that, it's still perfectly intact. Passed the test in my opinion. Folds back into shape. Didn't lose that. It's been like that. Didn't lose any, so that's a pass for me. Alright, not excited about this one. The Grip MultiTool. Not well made, uncomfortable, yada yada. I do not care if this one breaks, to be entirely honest. But let's give it a try. So, fairly similar head to the Orions head MultiTool. The wire cutting space is fairly large, so I'm excited about that. Wait a second. It didn't cut it, but it basically did. I could take that off with my finger. I still say the Pohaku passed the test. Alright. Let's give this a try. Yeah, now for this one I really need gloves. Oh, that hurts so much. Oh, we're so close. Look how close we are. Not very much deformity in the MultiTool. Oh, that hurts so much. Even with the gloves. What if I double glove this baby? Okay. Did it. Oh, that hurt though. It hurt a lot, even with the gloves, even with the double glove method. Alright, let's take a look. Still generally the same shape. Same shape. Pliers heads have not taken any noticeable damage. They're not unaligned at all. I'm gonna have to give this one a pass. That's a definite pass for me. I don't know if I want to. Next up, we got the Gerber dime MultiTool, the last capable one of cutting some 9 gauge wire. I don't even know if I should do these ones. That doesn't even grip onto the wire. This 9-gauge wire is like as thick as the plier head though. I want to go ahead and give this an automatic fail on the 9-gauge wire test, mainly because it doesn't even grip onto the wire enough for me to even attempt cutting it. So, oh well. Alright. So, the best to the worst. Let's see here. Honestly, the Diesel were pretty good at cutting the wires. Next up would have to be the Sherrod MultiTool. Definitely did. I got the wire with it, so it did its job. But Diesel is definitely the easiest to cut them with due to how sharp these are and how well designed they are in the first place. Next up would have to be the Mossy Oak MultiTool. Did the job, did it fairly comfortably, fairly easily compared to the other ones. Next up would have to be, honestly, the Pohaku. They were really comfortable in cutting the wire. It kind of took a lot of effort, but they were very comfortable. Didn't strain my hands at all. Next up would have to be the Gerber suspension gold standard MultiTool. Fairly uncomfortable, fairly hard to do it with. And then next up would have to be the Gerber suspension NXT. Also fairly uncomfortable and fairly hard to do it. Really took a lot of effort. And last, and the worst, the grip multi-tool. Hurt, took a lot of effort, almost got deformed, didn't. And I had to use the double glove method just to even help myself get through that. The tools that got a fail were the Orions Farm and Home multi-tool due to how much they deformed. Are they still deformed? They are still deformed even after folding them up. Look at that deformity. That's a permanent deformity right there. So I gave that a fail. And then after that we got the Gerber dime, which couldn't even grip onto the wire, nor do I think it could handle the pressure of cutting the wire if it struggled with cutting a paper clip. So that just got an automatic fail. So these are our little contestants. Best to worst. I should probably put this dime behind the Orions multi-tool because it did the worst because it couldn't even get the wire. This is the fail line. This is the barely succeeding to the best, and then failed. Yeah, not much more to say about this. This 9-gauge wire is pretty thick. I'm surprised none of my tools broke. This definitely would have broken if I even attempted to do this with all my strength. So I didn't even want to try it because I just got this and it's fairly new and I'd like to do some more videos with it maybe, perhaps in the future. But yeah, that's it for the 9-gauge wire test. Have a good day.